What is the likelihood we hear Emperor Palpatine in the Bad Batch utter something similar to the infamous words "Execute Order 66", except this time it comes with a twist. A widespread decommissioning of the once Republic turned Empire clone army is coming, or perhaps something worse, an execution of the clone army, and it all may happen in the Bad Batch Season 2. Episodes 7 and 8, titled The Clone Conspiracy and Truth and Consequences, were some of the best episodes of the Bad Batch Seasons 1 and 2. The highlight of these episodes was the return of Emperor Palpatine himself. He appeared more dark and menacing than ever. It marked the official beginning of the plan to phase out the clone army and the announcement of their replacements, Imperial stormtroopers. And perhaps the most troubling part of the episodes was the extensive amount of senators, supposedly some of the wisest of the galaxy, who were so susceptible to the manipulation of the Emperor. Now, this is not surprising at all. We all know even the Jedi were victims of the Dark Lord's manipulation. I think this marks the beginning of the primary plot of the Bad Batch moving forward. I have been a bit disappointed with Bad Batch Season 2 so far. Although the episodes thus far have been fun, it has, in my opinion, largely lacked a primary plot. Sure, there have been exciting episodes. I've enjoyed them all so far, but I'm left wanting more each week, and I haven't been that excited for the next week's episode. Episodes 7 and 8 changed this for me, and I think it did for other fans too. I predict we will see a large-scale clone revolt by the end of Season 2. With the destruction of Tipoca City on Kamino at the end of Season 1, the clones are essentially homeless. Senator Chuchi starts the fight to secure their future. We see some clones begin to catch wind that their future is a bit uncertain. And now, with Palpatine publicly announcing the beginning phases of stormtroopers, along with his blatant mischaracterization of the clone army, the public will begin to turn their backs on the clones. I say they are mischaracterized only because they can't control their behavior, and Palpatine makes it seem like they can. We will begin to see more clones turn against the Empire. Imagine if we see a large-scale revolt on Coruscant. As more and more average citizens of the Empire fall prey to the propaganda of Palpatine, hostility towards the clones will grow ever more widespread. The clones will become angry with their fate, and empathy amongst the clones will grow. Meanwhile, Echo and Rex, perhaps behind the scenes, will grow their operation of helping clones escape their coming reality. The reality is they will soon be kicked to the curb by the Empire, replaced by stormtroopers, and even extinguished entirely. With no formal homeworld, the clones will begin to plan their revolt on Coruscant. As the effects of Order 66 continue to wear off, more and more clones will accompany this growing covert segment of clones. As soon as the time is right, they will attack the military strongholds of Coruscant. They could even make their way to the Senate building or Palpatine's palace. Then, multiple carriers of stormtroopers fly in to settle the conflict, leading to an all-out battle in the skies and on the ground of Coruscant. Strangely enough, this is all part of Palpatine's plan to fully transition away from the Republic's clone army. Although the effects of Order 66 have worn off, for those clone troopers whose inhibitor chip is still functioning, Palpatine could utter a new order, Order 99. This could result in the clones surrendering, being imprisoned, perhaps ultimately leading to their execution. That's a little dark, but it could get darker. What if Order 99 turns the clone troopers on each other, extinguishing those who fall prey to the Order? Some troopers would escape Palpatine's plan, thanks to Echo and Rex, but a majority of clone troopers would perish. A version of this is possible. Even though Palpatine has won over the Senate, he will still have to persuade the general public sympathizing with the Empire to turn their backs on the clones. He could do this by staging an all-out war on the capital of the Empire. Such a rebellious act by the clones would have to be met with force, including a mass execution. This would be peak darkness in Star Wars, but Bad Batch Season 2 has already been dark. Do you think we could see a version of this in the Bad Batch? Let me know in the comments, and check out this video where we discuss 5 possible cameos in the Bad Batch Season 2.